Abuja. I am Mina Daniels. Nigeria is adopting a comprehensive approach to protect the nation's cyberspace against attacks. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the Vice President Kashim Shettima stated this via a video message at the 2024 Cyber Security Conference in Abuja.
The 2021 Africa Cyber Security Report indicates that cyber attacks in Africa increased by 300% in the face of digital growth. These threats target both public and private critical socioeconomic activities. Similarly, a 2024 Cyber Security Report projects more than $10.5 trillion global revenue loss to cybercrime. In a video message to the 2024 Cyber Security Conference, Vice President Shettima stressed that the task of protecting the nation's critical infrastructure from cyber attacks is not just a necessity, but a priority that must be achieved.
In an era where digital transformation is reshaping industries and infrastructure, the necessity of protecting our systems from increasingly sophisticated cyber threats has never been more urgent. Cybersecurity is not just a technical issue, it is a fundamental pillar of our economic stability and growth.
The Managing Director, Central Security Clearance System, emphasized that technology can be both a potential ally or a dangerous adversary, stressing the need for vigilant and collective approach to combating cyber threats.
There has been a staggering rise from 3 trillion just a few years ago. And of course, this underscores the urgent need for robust cybersecurity measures, especially as we witness a 45% increase in ransomware attacks. That's a lot.
In an era where digital threats are evolving at unprecedented pace, we have the responsibilities of protecting this infrastructure. And the way to go is whole of government and whole of society approach.
The 2024 conference is focusing on cybersecurity, synergizing artificial intelligence and infrastructure. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Over now to the National Assembly, where Senate wants the federal government to use emergency funds for immediate repair of all bridges across the country. This was a response to a motion from Senator Sani Musa on the collapse of the Zungeru Bridge along the Mina-Zungeru-Tigena Road, which he said has forced traffic being diverted to the old bridge originally designed for railway. The diversion, he noted, is affecting economic activities and heightened insecurity in the area. The legislators urged relevant agencies to access and evaluate the state of bridges in Nigeria.
Domestic currency in that economy. What will make this one different? We want to
urge the Federal Ministry of Works to utilize the contingency funds domiciled in the Federal Ministry of Works or funds domiciled in the service wivelihoods to cater for the immediate repairs of the Zungeru Bridge and all other bridges that are in this state of disrepair across the nation.
Meanwhile, the 10th Senate has passed a vote of confidence on the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and the entire leadership. The Minister of State Agriculture, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, says the ministry is targeting over 750 hectares land of various crops in the next 4 months and distribution of 30,000 equipments for mechanized farming as part of administration strategies to ensure food security by 2030. This was while taking a look at the strategies that can help Nigeria achieve food security by 2030. On Good Morning Nigeria, Ekemini Williams has details.
In January 2024, Nigeria's food inflation surged to 35.41% from 33.9% in December 2023. Consequently, the number of food insecure Nigerians increased significantly and currently stands at over 31 million. An unprecedented crisis, which the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, says demands immediate humanitarian, social and food systems responses. He mentioned some of the efforts the administration is making towards changing the narrative, which includes providing improved seedling to farmers, plans to distribute equipment for mechanized farming, and encouraging dry season farming.
The areas where we are worried is the drudgery of our farming operations. The situation where farmers are using hoe and cutlass, we know cannot guarantee our food security. And so we are also working as a government to bring on board very, very innovative mechanization programs. And the combined effect of the mechanization program is we are targeting almost 30,000 tractors, implements, equipment, and so many other aids, planters, ridgers, harvesters, combined harvesters.
Other guests on the program, including a farmer, Molara, acknowledged the efforts of governments, but, however, added that more needs to be done to sensitize farmers on critical areas such as the business in agriculture, farmland insurance against disaster, and a mindset overhaul.
There is a lot of our farmers, especially the grassroots farmers, they need a lot of training when it comes to their ideology, their orientation, and the need to understand that farming and agri now has gone beyond just I want to farm to eat some, sell some so I could pay my bills. There is what we call agribusiness. But for the first time in a very long time, we had from June up until beginning of August before we had a single rain in Southwest, where farmers are done maize everywhere. And of course, what that resulted to is massive loss. I have been preaching for as long as I can remember the importance of you insuring your farms to the farmers. They will tell you, no, there is God. I'm praying.
Sensitize people on when is it feasible for them to plant so that they can avert, having this kind of issues. And also bringing in some climate-smart technology into it.
The minister assured that the Tinubu administration is determined to ensure a food-secure Nigeria and urged citizens to cooperate with government. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, NTA News.
Entrepreneurs, captains of industry, prospective investors, policymakers, and implementers are riding on the thematic vision of the first ever Abuja Business and Investment Summit 2024 to optimize investment opportunities through partnerships and an array of consummate professionals that set issues that are germane to be favorable to business and investment growth for a city like Abuja. Abdullahi Ajia reports on the two-day business interactions.
This is the day two of the Abuja Business and Investment Summit. The organizers, the Abuja Investment Company Limited, being the business arm of the FCT administration, is deliberate and ambitious to not only serve as a catalyst, but as a vehicle for promoting business and investment in the nation's capital. A number of key sectors and drivers for the intended vision were carefully selected for panelist conversation. Leveraging on technology, which was identified as the heartbeat of the future and a stimulant of economic growth and development, panelists give insights on the need to create value, infrastructure, inclusivity, and favorable environment.
That we're actually asking ourselves, what have we done? What's the impact? Where are the gaps? What do we need? Where is the next places of development, right?
How are you ensuring that everybody is plugged into ensuring that that strategy that you set out is achieved?
With stakeholders on the same page, investment opportunities in the entertainment industry got the expertise of discussion needed to support and harness the huge potentials in the industry.
There's something that must happen. There must be domestic investments before you begin to look for foreign investment. So what we are doing in EIC and what we are doing with this Abuja Film Village is to get these stakeholders involved.
Technology really drives the economy, and so it's important to, engage in that and get people's opinion, look at stakeholders, what they are saying, and then leverage on whatever recommendations we're getting. This is the beginning of the conversations. We have to sit down on the table and reflect, look at it, invite those we need to invite, scale it up, and then see how we could implement them.
She's a goal-getter, and she doesn't believe in failure.
One thing that I talked about is the fact that the two class of people that are here are seeking for the same thing, growth. We want the growth of the economy as a government. The businesses also want growth of their businesses. And so there has to be collaboration and synergy.
With an objective to facilitate networking that guarantees returns for all parties, investment in agriculture, as well as navigating the regulatory environment, also featured in the conversation. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
More than 800,000 doses of R21 malaria vaccine have been donated by Gavi Alliance and partners to reduce the burden of malaria in Nigeria. The Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, during the presentation of the vaccines at the National Strategic Cold Store, Abuja, gave assurance of their safety and efficacy. Elizabeth Omori reports.
Malaria, a health challenge in Africa. Studies have shown that about 4 out of 5 malaria cases in Nigeria occur in children less than 5 years.
For the benefit of all mankind.
The delivery of these doses, the Minister of Health and Social Welfare explained, is to reduce the prevalence of the disease among children. Kebbi and Bayelsa states are the first beneficiaries of the first batch.
Parent has an opportunity to immunize their child against malaria, they will take advantage of that. State government will also step up and find ways within the increasing revenues that they have, how they can complement federal government in terms of co-financing.
The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency revealed that the vaccines have been assessed and certified by NAFDAC and other partners for use.
Every person that is vaccinated needs to get 2 doses. Within the next couple of weeks, you will start to have access to the vaccine.
It's efficacious and it has been proven with strong evidence.
The cold chain has the integrity needed to keep safe the vaccines and to keep them effective.
Prioritized public financing and engagement with community and religious leaders, the minister emphasized will accelerate efforts to reduce malaria cases by 2030. Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
And petty traders in Borno State who were affected by the September 10 flooding in Maiduguri will soon receive empowerment package from the Renewed Hope Initiative. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu made the pledge on behalf of the initiative at the Palace of Shehu of Borno, Shehu Abubakar Ibn Omar Garbai El Kami, during a sympathy visit to the state capital. She said the incident, which left some residents dead and many homeless, was disturbing and would require the support of all Nigerians to fast-track recovery for the victims.
So the relief materials we have brought today is not the end. We want to see the people of your kingdom doing very well. Because when one hurts, we all hurt. And that's what is going on. We haven't forgotten you, but our resources are limited. Even the relief material we brought, I heard you, Your Eminence, that your women need money to trade again. We did that for all the women in Nigeria. We just only took 1,000. But we will work again with the First Lady of Borno, Dr. Zulu, and find out how many women we can, petty traders that we can empower quickly. Because we are going to do that also. But today we've just brought relief materials, clothing, food items, toiletries that we worked with Her Excellency to let us know all the items to bring. And we are here to donate to the government.
Appreciating the First Lady on behalf of the people, the Shehu traced the source of the flooding to the aging dam in the state and appealed to the federal government to find a lasting solution.
Course is established and the dam is upgraded to certain level so that it will not occur in future. And Your Excellency, another appeal is that the people of Maiduguri have suffered, people of Borno, as a result of this flood. They need assistance. We are appealing, especially women, children, traders, business communities.
When I heard that you are coming, I was surprised that you are coming because you have done enough. And I'm saying that there's no need, you are well represented here. Everybody was in Maiduguri. Nonetheless, you said you are coming here to sympathize with us and further contribute another support to the government and people of Borno State.
The First Lady later interacted with a cross-section of the victims at the Borno State Government House, where she handed over relief materials, including tons of food and sanitary items to them through the State Governor, Professor Babagana Zulum. This is the News Desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Let's take a break now. More reports when we return. Welcome back. A social-political organization, the Supreme Council for SIM Worldwide, has condemned the lingering political instability in Rivers State and commended Governor Siminalayi Fubara for conducting a peaceful local government council election in the state. The group made this known in a 10-point communique issued at the press conference in Port Harcourt. Osinachi Samuel reports.
Addressing newsmen on behalf of the leadership of Supreme Council for SIM Worldwide, former NDDC boss Ibim Semenitari commended Governor Siminalayi Fubara for his peaceful disposition, thoroughness, and firm posture that has bettered a new narrative of governance in the state. Despite the political instability rocking the state, she applauded the governor for providing the necessary support for RISEC to conduct the local government council election. The group also condemned utterances coming from certain quarters which are capable of destabilizing the state, stressing that the peace of Rivers State should be paramount to all.
The council therefore wishes to advise against stoking unnecessary crisis in Rivers State, as this may be overstretching the patience of Rivers people. Finally, the Supreme Council for SIM unanimously passed a vote of confidence on Governor Siminalayi Fubara active administration and wishes to urge the people of Rivers State to continue to pray for our.
The group appreciates the people of Rivers State for their consistent support to the administration of Governor Siminalayi Fubara and appealed for more support towards the accomplishment of his vision for the state. Present at the press conference are the convener, Supreme Council for SIM Worldwide, Senator Joshua Fubara, former Nigerian ambassador to the Netherlands, Oji Ngofa, Elder Mike Fubara, and other leaders of the council. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Samuel, NTA News.
To the Green Chamber now, the House of Representatives has passed a resolution seeking an upward review of budgetary allocation to the Bureau of Public Procurement for effective oversight of procurement policies and procedures of the federal government. Adopting the motion by Representative Onyime Nidem, the House emphasized the need to boost capacity of the Bureau for monitoring and surveillance of procurement processes in more than 800 ministries, departments, and agencies of government across the country.
The House notes the need for the attainment of transparency, competitiveness, cost-effectiveness, value for money, and professionalism in the public sector procurement system. Urge the federal government through the Ministry of Budget Economic Planning to review the budgetary allocation for the Bureau of Public Procurement in line with current realities.
This motion is referred to the Committees on Public Procurement, Appropriation and National Planning for further legislative action.
National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen reports that lawmakers also sought humanitarian assistance to flood victims in parts of the country.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide immediate relief materials to ameliorate the suffering of the affected people.
As it stands, the road connecting the densely populated people of Otakni, Ekpong, Oyongo, Achomba, of Oju and Obi local government areas of Benue State is impassable.
The loss of national values is exacerbating corrupt practices in Nigeria and in turn hindering development in the country. This was a standpoint of anti-corruption behavioral change advocate at the Behavioral Change Conference in Abuja. This, they say, glorification of corrupt public office holders has made many young Nigerians see the practices as a way out of their challenges. They advance good leadership by example as a path to reorientation to patriotism and commitment to national development.
Can report corrupt practices is so important. That is why the work that ICPC does through its system studies to identify the loopholes through which corruption could be perpetrated is so crucial.
There are lots of opportunities for Nigerians because Nigerians are very industrious people. I've seen a lot of Nigerians doing creative things and getting global recognition. So I would definitely say that you should look out for all the CSOs, all the NGOs that are out there that are ready to support you, support your initiatives, and bring you up to speed to what you desire to become.
To change society, you need role models. We want parents to become role models for their children, teachers to become role models for their pupils. We want leaders in the offices to be role models.
The 2024 edition of Behavioral Change Conference is premised on the future of anti-corruption intervention in Nigeria with the theme, Scaling Evidence-Based Behavioral Change Solution. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says efforts are being intensified by relevant authorities to increase the safety of lives and properties nationwide and avert artificial calamity. This minister gave the assurance when he paid a condolence visit to the Group Chief Executive Officer of NMPC Limited, Melekiari, over the death of his 25-year-old daughter. Salihu Abdullahi Wanara reports.
Accompanied by the Director Generals of the Nigerian Television Authority, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, and the Voice of Nigeria, the minister is among the latest mourners at the Abuja residence of the bereaved. Special prayers were offered for the peaceful repose of the soul of the deceased, Fatima.
Allah has taken her, and we know that Allah does not make mistake. And like every mortal that has tested life, will also test death. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant her Jannah Firdaus and to give the entire family the fortitude to bear this loss. We know it's painful considering her age at just 25. As a reason for everything that has happened under this one. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant her Jannah Firdaus, to grant him and the entire family the fortitude to bear this loss.
He also condoled with the families and victims of the latest incidences of boat accident in Kwara and Niger State and the petrol tanker explosion that claimed many lives in Majia, Jigawa State.
Indeed, a tragedy too many. We don't expect this, but God knows best. It's a very tragic situation for our nation, and we also want to use this to appeal to people to be more cautious, especially with the incident in Jigawa, where you have this kind of tragedy. People should not rush outside, and our ministry and the National Orientation Agency are directed by the Senate will intensify efforts to sensitize Nigerians on the dangers of such situations. And we hope that this will be the last that we are going to witness this practice. We have seen this too many.
In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
And that concludes the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Thanks for your company. I am Mina Daniels.